Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack. Today I'm excited. We've got the big, massive Lego Disney Castle set. Due to its sheer size, it is rated for ages 16 and up. It is set number 7040. And yes, there's its part count. It is 4,080 pieces. Included in the set are 5 minifigs, 4 of which are just exclusive to this set. We've got Tinkerbell, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and Daisy. Now, aside from this set looking absolutely immaculate from the front, it's also going to have a ton of stuff going on for the interior. There's absolutely no point in getting into any more of the intricacies of this set at the moment, because right now I just need to get the box open. Okay, so this is what 4,000 something pieces looks like on a table. I have no idea how many bags there are, easily more than 20. The highest number of bags goes up to 13. This is the giant manual. It's huge, it's thick, there's a few stickers in the back, and it is now time to start this massive set. Alright, so I finished the Disney Castle, and honestly it didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it was going to. It's an extremely high part count, and of course it's going to take quite a bit of time, but I gotta say I am pretty pleased with myself in terms of how quick it went. There was not a whole lot of complicated building, I would say, but quite a bit of clever building that really makes some nice shapes for the castle. This thing looks awesome, but fortunately the castle is built in 2 sections that can sort of easily be taken off. You do have to be careful, the top half is just gigantic, but this way we can kind kind of break the castle down into sort of two areas. And first we're gonna focus on just how the thing looks from the front, on the outside. So here's the bottom half first. This is the base. It's got a lot of the stone detailing, and most of the stickers in this set are actually these little stone prints right on the sides. They're spread out relatively well. I'd prefer having them than rather not have them. There's also some brick pieces thrown in as well, not just sticker detailing. And this first part of the castle holds, I think, some of the slightly more iconic looking towers. 3 of these towers are all kind of the same build, and they have these nice flags on the top, and some wonderful detailing that makes up sort of the turret side of the tower. I'm not really sure what you call it, just sort of the side paneling that you see. This was among probably the more intricate parts of the build, and it was pretty clever actually putting it together. Not very complicated, but there's definitely a lot more little pieces located inside here than you might expect. The best part of this section of the castle, or at least the most eye-catching, is definitely the front gates and that nice tall roof above it. You can see a lot of these unicorn pieces are used here, and they're actually all over the castle. And the piece used for the clock is indeed a print, showing right before midnight. And also that big white piece with the sort of detailing for the interwoven windows is also a print, and you only unfortunately get one of them. But in the designer video, the creator does show that you can actually match the detailing up if you end up getting 2 of these pieces. The crest for the lion is a sticker, and we have a wonderful sort of archway going over those front doors, and some nice pieces for torches. The steps are staggered in 2 ways. The actual line of the steps is kind of thrown off back and forth, and it switches between stud and studless. This is a subtle thing to include, but it does make the build just look a little bit more interesting in the front. Now the last thing I want to point out for the front bottom half is this tiny, it's not an Easter egg, but we do have 2 frogs and a crown on some lily pads. Now let's check out the second half of the outside. This is sort of the internal part of the castle, but we're checking out the outside walls of it. Now the stone detailing has changed. It is no longer gray, but tan, but you can see that the trim is still white and the rooftops are still dark blue. Now I like this second half a lot better just because there's so much more variation going on here. Pretty much no 2 towers are the same, and there's a lot more variation going on with windows. There's even little balcony windows. Some are tall, some are very small and narrow. And when we start to hit the main spire, you can see a lot more balcony detailing, and all the decorative pieces used here just start getting a little bit more fine, a little bit more intricate. And we have this spectacular build for the very top roof, this very top spire. I can remember in the designer video, the creator of this castle was very happy with the way the roof turned out. I think he had redesigned it several times, and I too am very happy with the final result. The golden studs used just definitely break away this look from all the other roofs a lot better, and it sort of just draws your eyes towards the top. Other notable details on the outside here are these 2 little stud shooters. They're actually supposed to be fireworks. You can pose them up and down a little bit, and they're actually kind of nice little builds that make up the fireworks themselves. And here's one thing that I think is a slight detraction actually, and that is being able to see the studded side of what is a curtain on the other side in the interior. And this is pretty much the only time you see in the set that we have the underside of studs showing. And it's just kind of too bad that it's such a bright color kind of right in the center of the build, and it doesn't really match up with anything else. Okay, that's the only thing I'm actually going to complain about right now. Let's start checking out the references to all the different movies. Most of them are on the interior, but there is one on the exterior, and it's technically located on the bottom half, but it's sort of in between the first wall and the second set of walls. On one side, we've got a table with a biscuit, a quiver, and a bow, and on the other side, there is a target. Also some biscuits on the ground. So you can guess that this is a build for Brave. Really nice little prints for those biscuit pieces. And let's check out the inside. So starting off with the bottom half again, the first things we see are some nice builds for torches. We've got a couple of suits of armor here. And then when we get further inside, just panning down, I guess, from left to right, first reference we have is, of course, the magic carpet from Aladdin. I do not know what that vase is from. Maybe it's not from anything, but it looks really nice. Right in the center, we have a nice build for a smooth tile floor. There's a cool design going on there. And above that, there is a chandelier with candles inside. Now on the other side, we've got a cool looking grandfather clock. I don't know if that's a reference either. I mean, there's grandfather clocks actually in a lot of Disney movies, but I think it's pretty fitting here. I mean, something does have to strike midnight in this castle, right? And the last thing we have on the other side is this wall with some shields. And they're all stickers here, but they actually look really nice. Okay, and let's start moving up. There's a lot of things to cover. And on the next level, this is the kitchen. I'm pretty sure this is for Cinderella. We've got sort of a nice brick fireplace here, as well as a table that has pots and there's knives and a shelf with some bottles. But if you had any doubts, I'm pretty sure that pumpkin in the corner definitely gives it away for the reference. Moving to the next room, we've got a nice tile floor, and this is for Beauty and the Beast. There's the rose and the glass in the corner, and the other corner has a build for Lumiere. I like that yellow piece that they used for his body. It definitely reminds me of those drills from the Ice Planet theme. Now you might think those are the only 2 rooms on this level, but we actually have a little secret compartment. When you lift up the roof right here, first we've got a book that hatches open, and this print here says Once Upon a Time. Very fitting. And now that I think about it, the creator did say this is Cinderella's castle, and we have yet another reference. This is the glass slipper, and it's in a glass case. So now we're gonna move up, and this is definitely my favorite reference. One of the older Disney movies, Fantasia. It's entirely a musical. And this is a reference to probably, I think, the most iconic part of the movie. Certainly one of the more entertaining ones. So the references are the brooms and the buckets, as well as, of course, Mickey's wizard hat. The hat is actually made for a normal size minifigure head, so you can put it on any other minifig, but ironically enough, it actually doesn't fit on Mickey. Now, the second and last room on this level is the spinning wheel from Sleeping Beauty. It's a nice little build, and the wheel actually spins. Not a whole lot more going on in this room, and let's move up. Now, here's another one I don't know the reference for, if it has a reference, but this is a really cool build for a bed. Those ornate prints at the base of the bed are brand new, and there's just a lot of really nice colors here, and you can see sort of the sheet is folded over. That's a nice detail, and the headboard looks really, really cool. This is also that room with the different colored sheets that you can see on the other side of the build. Now the next room over is actually a chest, a treasure chest, and inside I think this is a reference for Snow White. We've got scissors, a brush, and some hair. Kind of a lot of hair, actually. And also, yeah, behind that is where you would have the fireworks shootout. Now, when we move up, this is absolutely a Snow White reference. We've got the mirror and also a glass case holding the poison apple. When we move all the way to the top, it's not a reference for anything, but I do like that there is enough space to put a minifig if you like. All right, and speaking of minifigs, let's check out the detailing on these guys. First one up here is Mickey. He's wearing what he would wear at a Disneyland or Disney World theme park, and that is the same for the rest of these minifigs. So you can see he's got sort of a nice coat with these cloth coat tails coming out the back. And a great little thing they included also was that stripe going down the sides of his legs. Minnie is in a similar dress to what she came out in the collectible minifigure series, except now she's not pink, but instead red. Also, those polka dots go all over the torso, and not just the skirt. Here's the actual newest character that we got from the set. It's Tinkerbell. She looks awesome. She's got a nice cloth skirt that matches very well with her detailing. It's very simple, and she has a very fitting Tinkerbell face. Also, that mold for her hair piece is totally unique. It's just for her so far, and I'm not sure, but possibly the color for the mold of her wings is maybe new. She's holding what looks like an ancient mold for a magic wand, but of course very fitting. And here is our new Daisy Duck. She's got great printing all around. There's a lot of color changing kind of going on throughout the legs. She's got those nice dual molded arms and eyeshadow to match the bow on her head. Now the last minifig is Donald Duck. He's actually the only guy that is the same minifig as from the collectible minifigure series. The rest of the prints we saw are actually exclusive to this set. So here's the only repeat. He looks good. I especially like the mold for his hat, but actually now that I mentioned the collectible minifigure series, we might as well bust them all out and check out what this castle looks like when it's full of Disney characters. Now, final thoughts with the set. I am really happy with the way it turned out. It is massive. It comes with a ton of useful parts, and that being said, there is a decent price to part ratio here. Though I know some of you will probably say it, where is Cinderella? She's probably coming in the next minifigure collectible series for Disney, but also just why didn't we get more minifigs in general? It's nice seeing the castle kind of filled up with a bunch of characters sort of monkeying around. And considering the size of this set, yeah, it might have made sense to add maybe a couple more. On the whole, I don't find that as too big of a detraction, and the castle itself feels very complete. All right, that's it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I have left a link in the video description below if you want to get the set. And as always, if you enjoy our content, you can always like this video or subscribe. So thanks a lot for watching again, and we will see you next time at BrickVault.